Okay, we're recording.
We'll call this meeting to order. Lookingglass Fire Department Board meeting for May 19th, 2021. And we'll start with pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would anybody care to, for an invocation? Very well. Roll call. Candace Spears is not here. Jerry Harris?
Here?
Rob Holwick is not here. Is he?
No, he's not on Zoom.
Okay. Bill Storm? Here. Alan Smith is here. Steve Rhodes?
Here,
And
we have some guests.
Paul Reardon, excuse me, I'm sorry. And Patricia? Nelson?
Nothing.
Yes.
Any additions to the monthly agenda? Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Would we add the approval that came from the budget meeting at this time to the agenda and then talk about it later? No,
No.
or is that, okay.
It's under, they put it back here, old business, yeah, they got a budget committee update.
Budget committee update.
Yeah.
But isn't it at the budget hearing where we would approve the minutes from that second meeting?
Oh, I wasn't curious about that.
Yeah.
I was talking about all the other stuff that has to be approved. It would all go on at the budget hearing. Will you guys vote on the budget too? Doesn't the board eventually have to vote?
Yeah, that's at the budget hearing, it'll be in
Okay.
June, yeah.
In June.
We
Okay.
get a month off, it's great.
Okay.
Okay, I guess, any questions on the approval of April minutes? April meeting minutes? Or any changes?
Move to approve them as written.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And none, it's been passed. Except, I should say. Okay, financial report.
I transferred $11,000 from money market into our checking account. We wrote 10 checks for a total of $6,774.60. That leaves a balance in our checking account of $4,789.92. Our money market account has $219,030.91. And I'll be transferring another $10,000 into our checking account probably tomorrow. Can I have an approval for passing, writing, paying the bills?
Move to, move to pay the bills.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll second.
We need a vote.
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. We'll accept the financial report.
Something I want to note on that, we accepted it, the ACH for Avista Gas, there's two ACHs shown here. And I think that, right, we were switching to automatic payments in between, so she may have wrote a check. I didn't see it in there though, but she might have listed it twice, so I'll straighten that out this month with her.
So one of them isn't for May?
It's
So she has it one listed as April 17th.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if the
There was-
other one
you're
might be for May.
I think you're right that it came right on the line, so I'm just gonna check on that to make
Okay,
sure.
problem.
It should be good. But I'll follow up on it just to make sure.
Okay.
We passed that. Jerry, communication report.
Yes, I just want to highlight a few points on my report. And did any of you receive it, or did I forget to send it to the board? I did post it on the website.
I didn't find it, but I might have missed it, so. I didn't see it.
It's possible, I was so busy
I
that
got it on the
I
board.
forgot to send it out, but I did post it on the website.
They got it on the website, yeah.
So I apologize for not getting it out to you. I just want to mention that I did post the budget committee documents on the website. And on proposed change regarding the credit card, Chief,
Yeah,
I did add in, I looked it up, and the domain name renewal will occur automatically in December of 2023.
okay.
But we'll still need to have it, the card that's listed, you know, with the expiration date and everything, that'll still need to be updated because I believe it's expiring this June.
Yeah, so, yeah, in July, and so that will probably be $60 then, because they're gonna do it once every 3 years or something like that. Then.
Yeah, so
I'll work that
payment
out.
won't be needed until
Okay,
2023.
perfect.
Yeah. And then also, under communications with agencies, I contacted by phone, a company in Iowa whose domain name was being spoofed to send a spam email. So I notified them about that their email address was being spoofed. And I blacklisted their company so that we won't be getting email from them.
I appreciate you, sending out that email about the spam, I appreciate that.
You're welcome. That's all for my report. Any questions, Pat?
Very good, thanks, Jerry. Looks like the chief's report, or excuse me, public comments.
No,
You'd be rewarded.
well, is there anybody online yet, Jerry? No?
Nobody else is online.
Okay. Hey, chief report.
Yeah, the chief's report was also posted online. I just want to cover a few things. First of all, in April, we had 32 calls, which is the most calls we've ever had in a month. Last November, we had 31. That was the previous high. So a large amount of medical. We had one structure fire in our area, a garage fire, and a vehicle fire right down here on Lookingglass Road. Suspected cause was they had been grinding wood earlier in the day, and a tote box full of tools with sawdust and everything caught on fire. About 3 hours later, it was burning. The guy had a 57 Ford for the graffiti weekend, and it was laying right up against it, burned it, got inside the vehicle and burned the back of the vehicle. It was kind of sad, inside the garage. But us in Winston put it out pretty fast. Damage was about $9,500 total. We had we've had 6 natural cover fires already this year between us and District 2. So we had another good sized one the other day out on Strickland Canyon also. Suspect fire season with all this off and on rain might make it till June 1st now before they start implementing that.
Are we in loggers in any kind of restriction?
The loggers are for slash, but that was an interesting, this call we had the other day, a guy's clearing a landing off on Strickland Canyon, so he's cutting full-size trees, but he's technically not logging because he's clearing a pad, so he got away with it basically, and that's just a technicality, but there's a lot of technicalities I didn't know about, but that was one. The fire trailer you guys saw, probably seen it, it's out there in the parking lot, just arrived the other day, and will be, next 2 or 3 weeks, there'll be a lot of activity out there with that.
Is the public invited to any of those trainings?
Yeah, we can do that anytime
Set
you
up
guys want,
grandstand,
any Thursday nights, yeah. Heck yeah, we'll bring you in, we'll dress you up if you
Yeah.
want.
No, I just wanna watch.
Bring the kids out.
Yeah.
One of our, we signed up another volunteer, and this guy works for Umpqua Ambulance, and he's a state certified rope rescue specialist, so it's gonna increase our abilities and our training in that, and a lot of the certifications we get require rope rescue training, so we'll have an in-house guy. So that's gonna be great, we can't wait for that. Overall, the explorers, all of our explorers that we had are turning 18 right now, and they're becoming volunteers, so we're gonna have to go down and recruit some more explorers at the high school or something. I haven't taught down there for a couple of years, so we haven't been bringing any new kids in. No major issues. Our SCBA's arrived. We had them I had a sample at the budget meeting, and one of them was malfunctioning on delivery, a circuit board failure, so they're working on that. We have not placed them in service yet because everybody's not trained. There is a market for surplus old ones, not a lot, but I'll come to the board when it's time. I don't know, $500 maybe a piece, maybe. So, but it's money, so it might happen. Let's see, COVID-19. I talked a little bit about COVID-19. We got a brand new OSHA law thing in yesterday where I'm kind of evaluating it that affects us. Talks about ventilation in stations and all that kind of stuff, and I must see how it affects us. We have about a month and a half to react to it on what we're going to do. So hopefully it's not going to cost anything to do it.
But when the governor relaxes the COVID stuff,
If she does,
do you listen to that, or do you have to go through OSHA?
Well, OSHA just put this in and is not addressing vaccines at this time or anything else. And so they have a mechanism where they can cancel it, this law or the rules they just made. But the whole time that this has been going on, they've been temporary, and now they've made a permanent policy. But right about the time it's going to be permanent, I imagine it's going to be canceled. So, let's see, Archie Creek, let's see. We got a couple other property owners working for annexation, but I don't have anybody tonight to approve. Physical program with Mercy Hospital down there. We've got 3 people that have gone through it so far. So far there hasn't been any cost to us because people have been using their own personal doctors and coming back. I guess we'll talk about the budget meeting in old business, but it was approved by the committee on May 17th, and I'll have the budget notice LB1 published by May 25th in the paper. The big bill on tonight's bills was the last SCBA payment for the FEMA match, and that was it.
Good. Thanks, Steve. Old business, well, you kind of covered the budget committee update. How do you want to carry on with that?
Just, we had identified in our budget calendar that June 16th is our hearing. That's actually the 3rd Wednesday in June, so we'll have to make sure we cover that at the end of the meeting, that we're going to go to the 3rd week again.
we'll begin, what, about 6:30?
Yeah, 6:30 for the hearing and 7 o'clock for the regular meeting. So we'll have, also that'll have to be notified because we'll have a resolution that night to accept the budget, so that'll have to be notified in the paper, and then the other stuff will already be in the paper. The board elections, we talked before the meeting here, but we'll just talk again that all the candidates that ran were elected. So they're going to start July 1st, or the first meeting in July, and Paul Reardon's here tonight watching, so that's great. He's got a head start.
Yeah.
He looks like a perfect candidate for president, maybe. Anyway, and Bill's going to be the old timer that's going to be hanging around and showing everybody what's going on.
I'm gonna hide under the tables while I'm.
Oh, you're doing a great job.
The budget committee, I want to thank them for their support and stuff, and with all the figures and stuff, in general, if everything happened, we would be spending $2,000 less than what we took in next year, if everything happened. So I try to stay in the black, and I don't, we're not in debt, and we're not going to be in debt as long as I'm working here, so that's, so we're going to be good on that. I don't have anything else to say about that stuff.
On old business? How about new business? Anybody got anything?
I guess I addressed that a little bit, but we do have some more annexations coming, but I expect to see them in June. And all we'll have to do is make motions to accept them like we did last month.
Do they get inspected or anything prior?
I'll do road checks. If they're not, they have to have a certified engineer or else us inspect the road to make sure it's the proper width. that it's all weather and the slope,
Bridge and
the
all
slope,
that.
yeah, bridge and, vertical clearance with trees and stuff, so.
Have you been up George's or Carroll's Road?
Yeah, I am.
Last time we got in it.
Yeah, it's not the worst one. I think that it would pass. It's gotta be, 12 feet wide all weather, so.
Yes,
Hers is getting a little skimpy on the rock.
Yeah, I drove out there to check on a guy doing tree work for her, and in that little Fusion of mine, and it was spinning and getting up those rocks, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's the 16.
Okay.
That's it on that.
I guess we should consider moving the meeting to the third Wednesday in June, which is June 16th.
I make a motion to approve that.
A second?
All in favor of that?
Aye.
Any opposed?
And just for clarification, so people understand, it's because of scheduling conflicts,
With COVID.
related to the pandemic.
I
or
believe
whatever.
school is gonna be out by then, so that should be a
By
good,
16th?
it should be for Rob, cause usually they're
Okay.
dropping out.
But
by
we've
the
already scheduled the budget hearing, so we
Yeah, but I
want to
mean-
coordinate that also.
So there shouldn't be any conflict with what happened tonight with them. Athletics should be over and everything else.
Is
So-
he still in quarantine?
No, he was taking the wrestling team somewhere else tonight, but some of the teams are in quarantine in the last week or so.
Personally, I like the third week because that gives us a little more chance for getting our budgets done.
Yeah, so,
But I just want to clarify, this is temporary because it's in the bylaws.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be the second.
yeah, so, if a future board chooses to change that, they could. It's quite a process, but they can do it.
Has it traditionally been the second?
Yeah, it's been the second forever, and, the bylaw thing is, 2 public readings and resolutions and all kinds of
We
other
can't
things.
do
So,
that.
yeah,
Just come on Tuesday, the second Tuesday.
yeah, or second
After.
Wednesday, yeah.
Good, yeah.
President's report, I don't think there's any. Director's report? Anybody have anything? Board members' comments? Right on. Public? Okay. And we've already agreed and motion passed to reschedule the next meeting to June, excuse me. Yes, the next meeting, June 16th. And with that, and we're going to do a budget meeting,
The
Half hour
budget
prior.
hearing will be at
Yeah.
6:30 that night, yeah.
6:30 prior to the meeting.
Right.
Okay, with that word, are adjourned.
Anybody there, Jared?
Just you and me.
Okay. I'll say goodbye to you in a second then.
I just ended the meeting.
So that